So we're now up to part 4 of the Resident Evil 6 Fest, and we're going to be playing as Ada Wong in her chapter. It is the only chapter where you have Ada by herself. You can't play as another character. So we'll select chapter, Ada. I think the prelude is basically just the intro for the game. It basically you start the game, it makes you play like an intro with quick time events, which is what gives you the impression that the game is going to be a quick time fest. Just trying to fuck it, we'll go for the chapter 5, the last chapter. There's no real spoilers in this for the amount of time that we'll be playing, I think. Prelude, that's what prelude is basically. Ada, you just play as Ada. So it's been a kind of a mysterious character, I guess, in the Resident Evil universe. And we better hit record or you won't be seeing anything. Yes, I'm slick as ever. I was actually doing quite well with hitting record when I should do up until now, and I've just epically failed. But anyway, at least we've managed to record it before the gameplay starts. So here, chapter 5, final chapter. Basically final chapter of the game if you're going to play it sequentially in order. And here you're actually controlling a vehicle. There are some different vehicles in the game. There is a motorbike section where you control a motorbike. There are a couple of helicopter sections. There's numerous sort of on-rails shooter sections, so it does add to that sort of casual gamer appeal having sections like this. They're not really very Resident Evil-ish, I'd say. A bit more of a cutscene. Oh, and we've missed a serpent emblem there because I saw it in the cutscene. And here we're supposed to avoid shit, I guess.
Somebody ought to tell them their boss is retired.
We'll have some airborne enemies soon, I think. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I'm a missile bitch. You only actually get limited missiles, which I didn't realise the first time, and I basically just chucked all my missiles at one enemy helicopter and then had no missiles for the boss fight. But I don't really care now, that's why I'm using more now. So yeah, these helicopter sections are quite boring, to be honest. You're just sort of willing them to end. Come on, bitches. So now I've ran out of missiles. I don't really call them missiles on a fucking helicopter, I call them rockets. You imagine a missile to be like a big thing. Zoom in a bit, like that. So yeah, it's just pretty tedious just shooting the helicopters out of the sky. Kind of reminds me of Cobra Command in a way. Basically just because you got a helicopter flying through a street.
That's a nice
And as you can hear, you got the smug comments constantly from Ada, which is kind of grind on you. died. Yay. So yes, I can't really be bothered with the Ada. I should have selected no to continue that. Yeah, I'm not really interested in these helicopter sections. They're quite annoying. So what I'll do is jump in. I think I might jump in at the start of the Ada game because it's a bit of a sort of stealth. You can play a lot of the game as stealth sections with Ada. Where is she? Chapter select. Ada. Submarine interior. I would jump into the game. So yes, this is you can play this balls out action, but even on amateur mode, you quickly get overwhelmed by enemies, and it's just silly. It's basically a bit of a Metal Gear Solid type affair. Sneaking around, trying to not set alarms off. Not really sure how the alarm is set off. It's just like the enemy spots you and growls, and then the next minute, maybe it's like telepathy. You don't know what this virus is capable of. But yeah, so start off in this submarine. You open the door. And move down a bit. And here you've got an enemy stood here.
Well, I suppose I could go introduce myself, but I don't want to fall behind schedule.
Yeah, so we're going to try and take it stealthily, not alerting the enemies. So that's like a laser type affair that will basically set the alarm off if you go through it, so you want to avoid that. Then conveniently there's an air duct next to it. And here we've got another enemy. Try and kill him before he alerts anyone. We've just about pulled it off. There we've got another thing with, should be something conveniently placed. There you go, to get through here. Nice and easy. And then we do this guy in with a bit of an execution. Gives me some shotgun shells. Oh yeah, something that I haven't touched upon yet is when you sprint, you can do a slide manoeuvre like that. And unfortunately, I just made the enemy aware of my presence doing that. And now it's going to go fucking mental. It's a big ass monster. So yeah, you can see what I was talking about with regards to not wanting to actually set the alarms off and alert the enemy to your presence. It just goes a bit silly, even on amateur mode. It'd be like instant death on the harder difficulties. And there you can see me taking a bit of health relief. And kick his head off. Stamp on it. Bit of fucking jiggle with a stick to break free. And before long, or not before long, you're sort of thinking I should actually restart from the last checkpoint because this is just ludicrous. And I've run out of energy. Trying to shotgun some bastards. It always seems like the enemies are just infinite and they just keep coming and coming and coming. And to be honest, you're fighting them in vain. You might as well just run through the level after that, like so. And then you hit a checkpoint and everything's hunky-dory. So yeah, that's an example of the way you can play with Ada with the stealth. And also an example of the classic Resident Evil gameplay of just running past everyone when the shit hits the fan. If you remember the start of Resident Evil 2, it was pretty much impossible to kill all the enemies at the start after the sort of traffic accident. You basically had to run into the gun shop. Running out of energy there. Need some fucking... We got any herbs to puff? Yep, we can be puffing the herb. In fact, using it to heal ourselves. There we go. Winners don't take drugs, apart from in Resident Evil, where you can only win by taking drugs. Now we use the grenade launcher, which is kind of nice weapon, but you don't get too many opportunities to use it in the game. Yeah, we'll just run past him, can't be bothered. Bit of a cutscene, skip that.
Damn it, an alarm.
So yeah, it is kind of a bit of a shame, I guess, that Ada, there isn't another character involved with her, but I guess it means it's one less character to have to play through as, and obviously there'll be no sort of co-op for Ada. So I guess if you want this vanilla single player experience, then Ada's a character for you. Where are we going? Down there. Oh yes. We're going this thing full of rats. Yeah, this level did seem to drag on for quite a bit, like skulking round in air vents and things like that. It did get kind of tedious, but you know, you feel like the end of the game is nearly upon you. Here's an example of puzzle, and basically you look in there. Won't let you do it at the minute, but it tells you to do a snake on the door when you work it out. So
it's locked. This is going to require...
let's see if it'll let you just put the snake in without doing the rest of it. Oops. No, it won't let you even fucking input the code. So I can't really remember what you do, to be honest, to get that working.
The view is blocked.
Oh yeah, you have to move the this thing here. So yeah, classic Resident Evil, fucking mincing about, bit of puzzle solving. But you know, this is one of the harder puzzles in the game, and it's fucking, it's just not really a puzzle, is it? Let's face it. So then, well, I can't believe my camera just rudely cut me off because the SD card was full. So jumping back in and hitting record, obviously still playing Resident Evil 6, and we were basically going around trying to solve this puzzle where you need to basically get that thing at the side of the door, that lock, to display a snake. Which one is it? It must be I'd say it's, is it that one? Is that like the snake with its mouth open? It's probably a serpent, not that there's any fucking difference. God, what does that look like now then? Kind of hard to see it on this screen. I'd say it's that third one that's wrong here. What could it be though? Not that one, it must be that. Does that look like a snake with its mouth open? It doesn't to me, but who knows? Is that it? There we go, we've opened the door. So
Well, that was a
that's
pain in the ass.
an example of a puzzle in the game, nothing too cryptic. Now that's an example of a gun
I'm
turret.
guessing teamwork isn't a
So,
strong point around here.
Yeah. So yeah, basically you got these like pressure pads, when you stand on them, it shoots the enemies. Not sure why.
Coughing around food's
Random
gotta be
thing,
bad
really.
morale.
Unlike the developers were like, oh well, this corridor's a bit boring, what can we do? Oh, we'll just put fucking turrets and pressure pads in for no obvious
Wonder what else
reason.
he has on file besides my prints.
Yeah, it's like find the secret information, yeah, basically turn a fucking projector on. So, a bit silly really. Then just run around the room picking the herbs and things up, combine that with that and we get that, and then we pick that up. Item management at its finest. And then we can't pick them up because we've got too much ammo and grenades and all that shit. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up kind of a extended gameplay tour, review, let's play type affair for the single player campaign on Resident Evil 6. I think it's worth doing one more video looking at sort of the extra, the things that are in the game aside from the single player campaign chapters. So I'm going to stop the video and we're going to have a part 5 of the video, so that's what will be next. Top stuff.